Hello my friends, welcome back to another episode of Warriors Amongst Men, Spirit Amongst Flesh, Thriving over Surviving, the Kingdom of Heaven over the Kingdom of Materialism. My name is Sam and I help people to live the life they came here to live as a spiritual being having a human experience. And today's video, Overcoming Addiction, This Will Save Your Soul. And I bet you're thinking, those are some strong words, Sam. Can you back it up? Well, this is the sort of information that will save your soul, because right now, have you ever asked yourself, look around, why is everyone on this planet, most people, the masses, everyone is in survival mode. Not so many people are thriving out here. Most people are surviving, and more to the point, most people have many addictions, right? And they're not even aware of them. Or maybe they are, and they're just living in denial. But today, an overcoming addiction is all about bringing things to awareness, right? Having that accountability with yourself. This is a brain check. Look in the mirror, and it's time to admit some things to ourselves so that we can overcome them and live the life we came here to live. So we're going to be talking about overcoming addiction and how to overcome addiction, because this really will save your soul. The reason why most people are so toxic on this planet is because this planet is not what you think, right? This planned net for your soul is actually Satan's playground, if you will, right? This is a very dense planet, and there are beings all around you that I would call soulless beings. If you've ever seen the film The Matrix, and you saw that Agent Smith could pop in and out of any soulless being within the Matrix, that's basically what Satan's doing, if you will. Because, and I don't mean Satan as in, the Christian, the devil or anything like that, but there's a certain energy in this Matrix. I'm not going to go too deep into it now. You might call it the archons, right? But they are trying to drain your energy all around you, and this world is all about lessons, learning, right? This is Earth school, and you're basically getting schooled right now. Are you stuck in detention, or have you got control of your own attention? Right, so we're going to be talking about how to overcome addiction in this video. Because if you don't overcome your addictions, you're not going to live the life you came here to live. And the biggest thing that helped me along my journey was having a purpose. If you don't have purpose in your life, then you've got all this energy, you don't know what to do with it. You don't know what to do with it. So purpose is a big way of overcoming it. Because when you know your purpose and you start to act on it, all of your addictions naturally will fall away. Because you're not going to be very successful in what you're doing unless you start to overcome your addictions. But first things first, you need to become aware of what your addictions are. You need to admit it to yourself. So for me, along my journey, I was addicted to smoking weed. I was addicted to watching porn. I was addicted to social media. And I had to admit these things to myself so that I could address it and overcome it. Because we're all addicted to something, but I'm not talking about healthy addictions, right? There are some habits, right, that I would not call addictions, that I would call them disciplines, like meditating every day and eating healthy. That's not an addiction, that's just a good habit. But there are some habits you have that are raising your vibration, that are raising you up and taking you to the next level in your life, giving you more clarity about the game that you're playing, which is time to, take it seriously. And I don't mean you have to be serious all the time, but you have to see what is actually coming to you, read the language of life, and actually start to apply what you learn to your life. And once you start to apply what you learn to your life, like apply what I'm teaching you in this video, then you start to get more awareness, more clarity, your brain starts to heal, your addictions will start to go, you'll have more you'll become the boss of your own kingdom, right? Your body is your temple, obviously, and how are you looking after it, right? You might be striving to get this really nice house, but how's your number one real estate? Your body, which is your property. This is the most important house in your life, because if you don't take care of this one, doesn't matter if you live in a mansion, it won't be any good if you can't get off Mattress Island. So it's time to take this seriously when it comes to your health and your game here, right? What if the case is that you don't overcome your lessons here, then you just get reincarnated and have to do it all again? Right, it's time to ask these questions, because if you don't ask the question, you don't get the answers. So, first things first, you have to bring awareness to the situation, right? Admit it to yourself. You know what it is, because for me, right, you watch porn, and then what happens? You're embarrassed to tell anyone about it. You have to delete all your history, and now you've got this weight that you're carrying around. But it's about time you let go of that weight, isn't it? And if you can't admit it to yourself or other people, then it is an unhealthy addiction. So if you can bring awareness to the situation, right now, you can start to reprogram your subconscious mind. You can start to reprogram your mind, because who you are, the choices you make, right, it's a reflection of your soul and what you want to do here, but it's not you, right? You're not your programming, right? You can overcome your programming, and you can take your life to the next level. You can transform your subconscious mind. You can transform who you are right now. Like many of us, right, we go for an awakening, and we think we're so awake now. But I tell you what you're going to say in a year from now. Damn, last year I was so stupid. Because this is a continual journey, right? And you got to give love to your past self for being fearless enough to take action to face their fears, right? I made a fool of myself years ago, but I don't hate my past self. I'm grateful because he was facing his fears and he led me to where I am right now. And if you don't allow yourself to just break free from your own ego, your own thought patterns, you're never going to grow. So it's about time you do something different with your life. Break the same frequency oscillating wave in your brain, the same pattern, same thought patterns. If you can break this, there's a new you that's going to emerge from that. You wouldn't click on this video if you wasn't ready to take your life to the next level, because the universe will only give you what you're ready for at this moment, right? And I always say one of the 5 precepts that I follow in my spiritual path is refrain from taking intoxicants. Refrain from, that means refraining from watching porn. That is an intoxicant, and it's as addictive as even taking heroin, if not worse, because you don't even consider it as an addiction. At least when you're taking heroin, for example, you know you're damaging yourself. You know you're damaging your brain. But not many people are going to tell you the same is happening with porn, right? Why do you think over 80% of the internet is filled with porn? Why do you think it's free? Because this is Satan's playground, remember? And they want to keep you in this low vibration so they can keep draining your energy. But why would you want to give up these habits, right? Why would you want to give up smoking weed? It feels good, right? It feels good to do all these things. Well, just think about your potential for your life right now. Think about where you could be in 10 years' time if you was to let go of all these habits, if you started to work on your purpose and you started to grow, where you could be. Your life could be anything that you want it to be, but who's holding you back? It's ourselves, and there's always an underlying issue of why you have these addictions. Like for me, when I was younger, my father left at a young age when I was like 6 years old, so I always had this sort of need for attachment and this sort of neediness that I had to face it and overcome it, because I was replacing that hole that it left within me with addictions. So I was replacing it when really that hole that's within you need to fill that with purpose, right? And that's what my father should have taught me, but he wasn't there, obviously. So that's what it really was. It wasn't that, oh, I need a father. It was the hole that was missing was my purpose. So, and I'm going to be making more and more videos on life purpose, so click that little subscribe button if you haven't already, and the notification bell. And give this video a thumbs up for me, I really appreciate it, thank you. So, when you're healing your subconscious mind and you're healing from addiction, what we need to first realize is that, right, you don't see with your eyes, you see with your brain. Right, just let that sink in. You don't see with your eyes, you see with your brain. You don't hear with your ears, you hear with your brain. So, what we need to know about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind is that your subconscious mind is all of your habits played out on repeat. It's your programming, right? It's when you're driving the car, but you're talking to your mate. So consciously you're talking to your friend, but your subconscious knows what to do. It's all your habits played out on repeat. And obviously there is so many programs that are running so that you can function here in daily life. And one of your habits is the addiction that you're trying to let go of, right? Whether it's smoking weed or watching porn or whatever else. So what you need to realize is every time you see someone smoking weed, or for example, I used to listen to Wiz Khalifa a lot and he was always talking about smoking weed. So I was hearing that with my brain. Yeah, I like the sound of it, and you know, I might like watching porn or whatever because it feeds the flesh, right? It feeds the flesh, which is the 666, the 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, and 6 protons, right? Which is where Satan comes from. Satan made your body, if you will. And again, Satan isn't. I'm not referring to the Christian devil. I'm just referring to the archons, the demiurge. And I've made videos on this in the past. Now, what we need to know about overcoming addiction is that, yeah, your body is like a machine, right? Your brain is like a machine. And your soul is trying to use the body so that you can live the life you came here to live, so you can fulfill that mission. But your body's so clouded right now with all these intoxicants that you're not receiving the downloads, right? And including eating meat right now, because remember that within meat there's so many chemicals and intoxicants and stuff, and this is where the mark of the beast comes from, right? Because remember, whatever everyone is doing on this planet, you want to be doing the opposite. So yeah, remember, all of these habits, all of these intoxicants that are lowering your frequency are clouding you from your purpose flowing through and into being. So we need habits that are opening the pathways in our brain. We need to start creating new neuro pathways in the brain, new electromagnetic frequency pathways in the brain. And we do this by realizing that you don't see with your eyes, you see with your brain, right? So what are you listening to, right? You don't hear with your ears, you hear with your brain. What are you listening to? Stop listening to things that are feeding that addiction. Stop watching things, like stop watching porn, right? If you've got Instagram and you've got loads of naked ladies on there, get rid of all of that, because that's feeding the addiction. Be conscious enough to not stare at people in the street and see them as porn stars, right? You need to be conscious enough to not allow imagery into your brain that is going to feed your addiction. You have to be conscious enough to not allow music into your brain, right? And this can be difficult because maybe you're at work and the radio's on, and that you know how toxic mainstream music is. So sometimes you can wear earplugs if you can, and even better, just try to block it out and focus on what you're doing. But more to the point, the real way that you're going to overcome addiction is to find your purpose, because once you start walking your purpose, all of your addictions are just going to fall away from you, because you haven't got time for that now. You want to be successful, right? If I start making YouTube videos and I just make a complete fool of myself, I'm like, right, how can I be successful? I need to keep moving forward, not allow myself to fail, right? You only fail when you give up, But if you keep moving forward, eventually you will get to where you want to be. So if you've got this mindset of keep pushing forward, following your willpower, you're going to have to start to see what works and what doesn't work. And I'm telling you what doesn't work right now, so you don't even have to figure that out. And it's getting rid of your addictions to raise your frequency. So this is crucial right now, guys. Be aware of what is not serving you, right? Trust your own discernment, your own judgment. Don't believe what I'm saying. Go and do your own research on what I'm saying. But this is something that's really helped me along my journey. It saved my soul. It's gave me so much clarity, and it's helped me to fulfill my mission, live with purpose, right? And your purpose will come when your addictions leave you, when you overcome your addictions. And this is how you save your soul, because you're saving your soul from that low vibration, them low frequencies, right? So replace, like when you want to do your addiction or whatever, replace that with something else, right? Go out into nature, listen to the birds instead of listening to Wiz Khalifa. Right? I go to the forest for rest, because you get rest when you come to this energy. It's healing. So come outside, heal your body, replace unhealthy foods with healthy foods, replace unhealthy music with conscious music, right? And the same goes with every single addiction that you have. Replace your addictions with something else. And over time, over a period of time, they say to overcome any addiction, it takes 21 days to reprogram the subconscious mind. So if you stop watching porn for 21 days and get rid of all the naked ladies from your life, you're going to overcome this addiction. But more so you don't drag yourself back into it, start following your purpose. Right, start acting on your ideas. Start dreaming big instead of dreaming small. Start thriving instead of just surviving. And you can also listen to hypnosis techniques, because your brain goes into the same theta brainwave state when you fall asleep as when you was in the first 6 years of your life. And the first 6 years of your life is when you are, your brain is basically downloading all the programs and habits for your life. So you can listen to hypnosis whilst you sleep, and that's going to help you to overcome your addictions. So I hope this video has helped you guys overcome your addictions by being aware of it and taking action now, following your purpose. And if you have a personal question you'd like answered, then the link to my personal Q&A service is in the description box below this video. I'll be more than happy to help you. Share with me in the language of enriching what you want me to know, and I'll share with you a channeled message that will help you along your journey. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Peace and love, my friends.